People's Gas, by Carlow University, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by the East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, by J&J Distributing, and by Management Science.
The PIHL is on the MSA Sports Network tonight from the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe. The Canon McMillan Big Macs host the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils in a Class AAA matchup. Good evening and welcome to 2015 PIHL High School Hockey coverage on the MSA Sports Network alongside Brandon Showers, Matt Vandriak with you on the call tonight. Between two teams that are rolling right now. Canon McMillan comes in having won 3 in a row, while Mount Lebanon comes in winning 3 of their past 4. And this will be the second time these teams have met on the season as well.
Yeah, the only loss in their last 4 games, you brought it up already. Mount Lebanon's only loss was to North Allegheny, who leads AAA with 29 points in 18 games played. They lost that game 5-2. That was back on, the 26th, so the last game they played. After that, they tore off a host of wins. As you said, 3 of their last 4. Winning over Central Catholic 4-3, over Penn Trafford 6-1, and over Seneca Valley 3-2 earlier in the season. This is a Mount Lebanon team that's possibly hitting their stride at just the right time to make their move into the playoff in the stretch run.
Yeah, right now, Mount Lebanon and Upper St. Clair tied with 17 points apiece for what would be 7th and 8th place, but Mount Lebanon has 2 games in hand on Upper St. Clair. Central Catholic is 3 points behind the both of them. Mount Lebanon has a game in hand on the Vikings as well. On the season, Canon McMillan 10-6-1. They have 21 points, which is tied for 4th right now. They have a game in hand on Butler as well. Canon Mac has scored 74 goals in those 17 games and given up 45 against. They average 4.4 goals per game and give up an average of 2.6 against. Mount Lebanon, they've scored 49 goals in their 17 games, given up 51 against. It's an average of 2.9 goals per game and an average of 3.0 goals against. We talked about what Canon McMillan has done. They've won their last 3 in a row, and they've won it by a combined score of 20-2, beating Pine Richland 6-2, State College 9-0, and Butler 5-0. That actually broke a 4-game losing streak for the Big Macs when they were outscored 18-4.
Yeah, and the end of that losing streak, the last game of that losing streak, we brought up North Allegheny earlier. It was North Allegheny as well. They beat Canon Mac 4-1 back on the 12th of January. After that, they haven't looked back and haven't lost a game since, really beating their opponents handily. The State College and the Butler scored both very big scores. And that was big for both of these teams, too, because that ended up really tying Canon Mac with Butler with 21 points, both 17 games played, and gave Mount Lebanon an opportunity to maybe make a run at that spot as well.
Got some good goal scorers and some high-scoring players involved in this one. Mount Lebanon, they're led by the duo of Georgie Farrell and Reed Farber. Farrell has 12 goals, 15 assists for 27 points. Those 27 points are good for second in AAA. Farber with 12 goals, 14 assists, and 26 points. 26 points is tied for third best in AAA, and both those gentlemen's 12 goals have them tied for ninth best in the classification. Farrell's 15 assists are tied for 5th, while Farber's 14 assists are good for 8th. On the Canon McMillan side, Luke Lavella and Austin Tonkovich are the top 2 scorers there. Lavella with 11 goals, 15 points, and 26 points in the season. Those 26 points are tied for third best in the classification. 15 assists tied for 5th. Austin Tonkovich with the team leading 16 goals, tied for second most in AAA, and his 25 points are tied for 7th. Behind them, you have Jacob McClendon with 13 assists, which is 9th best in Class AAA, and then Jack Clendaniel, whose 17 assists are actually tied for the most in the AAA classification.
Right, and then you look at Austin. You said about Austin Tonkovich. He's averaging Tonkovich. He's averaging 1.9 points per game on the season. No stranger to tickling the twine is he with, as you said, 16 goals, 9 assists, 25 total points, only 12 total penalty minutes. Neither of these teams takes overly egregious penalty minutes. Leading both teams is Robert Alder for Mount Lebanon. He has 42 penalty minutes in 16 games played. But neither of them really a ugly team. It'd be a really clean matchup here this evening on the ice and not going to get a lot of stoppages short of the goals.
Second meeting of the season between these teams. Canon McMillan won the first meeting 6-0 back on November the 10th. Game played at the Mount Lebanon Rec Center. Austin Tonkovich had 5 points that night, 4 goals and 1 assist. Luke Lavella had 5 assists, and Connor Hartnett got the shutout, stopping all 16 shots that he faced. Canon McMillan was 2 for 4 on the power play that night. Joel Kirshner from Mount Lebanon, the losing goaltender, stopping 20 of 26 shots. Mount Lebanon 0 for 3 on the power play that night, and Canon McMillan defeating Mount Lebanon is something that's happened a lot lately. Canon McMillan has won 12 straight regular season games between these teams. The last Mount Lebanon win was a 4-2 win back on November the 3rd of 2008. In those 12 games, Canon Mac has outscored Mount Lebanon 66-17. That's Canon Mac averaging 5.5 goals per game, and Mount Lebanon averaging just under a goal and a half per game. Canon McMillan also has posted 5 shutouts in that 12-game winning streak, and we'll see if Mount Lebanon can break it here tonight. As he's mentioned, both these teams battling for playoff position, and Canon Mac hoping to stay in the top 4 and get a home playoff game in the opening round. Mount Lebanon, they're just hoping to get in right now.
Yeah, Mount Lebanon, as we've said, is very, very close, really on the bubble for playoff games. A little bit of struggle in the goal. Their one goalie, Westbacher, he ends up averaging 33.4 goals against. Krishner at 2.96 against. The highest goals against average over on the Canon Mac side would be listed under Trostman as 2.75 goals against per game. So neither teams are struggling in the net, stopping the puck, really. 3.4 goals against on the average. I've seen a lot higher numbers throughout the season between teams covering earlier this year.
Face off at center red. Canon Mac, the home team, decked out in the white jerseys with the blue and gold trim. Right to left, the visiting Blue Devils move in the dark blue jersey with the gold and white trim. Goaltending matchup in the net to our left for Canon McMillan is Connor Hartnett. Hartnett, 8-4-1 on the season, 2.38 goals against average, .902 save percentage, and 2 shutouts as Canon Mac takes control of the game and moves it left to right to get it started, moving the puck into the Mount Lebanon zone. Trying to center there. Looking for Luke Lavella. Puck broken out here by Mount Lebanon. Back the other way comes Blake McConnell. McConnell 2-on-2 breaks the zone. Rising shot goes wide. Hustling after it there is Georgie Farrell. Farrell trying to bring it up the near board. Stripped of the puck. And a good play by Clendaniel. And now a lead pass back the other way. Breakaway trying a save made there. Golden opportunity for Lavella. And the pad save made from right in front by the goaltender, Joe Kirshner.
Yeah, Kirshner did a good job getting down in his position, cutting down the angle, and stopping the puck from going with his pad save. Beautiful save by Kirshner there.
Kirshner 5-7 on the season, 2.98 goals against average, .892 save percentage, and 1 shutout. Biggest save of the game right there on Luke Lavella, the leading scorer on this Canon McMillan team, on a great lead pass that was set up by Jack Clendaniel. Mount Lebanon dropping it back into the Canon McMillan zone. Pressuring there is Reed Farber. Up the far side, Farber gets it back behind the nets, escapes a check there from Andrew Wenzel, and he goes up the far boards. Farber stripped of the puck, and a 3-on-2 developing back the other way for Canon McMillan. Nice move there by Connor Slane. Wrist shot save made, follow-up try kept out as well. 2 golden chances from right in front, and 2 good saves again by the goaltender Joel Kirshner, who's been tested with 3 early shots so far.
Yeah, Kirshner pretty much standing on his head on that save. Did a good job not creating the rebound too softly. Got it far enough out in front to where he had an opportunity to save the follow-up shot.
Shane Morgan had that follow-up shot. Puck chipped back across center red by Zach Mansman for Canon Mac. Both teams get fresh troops on as Mount Lebanon regroups back behind their own net. 15:08 left here in the scoreless opening period. Canon McMillan with all 3 shots so far. Big collision back behind the net. Stolen there by Canon McMillan's Zach Mansman, centering pass, and it's stolen back by Mount Lebanon back the other way. 2-on-2, puck dumped in, and that's where Bobby Adler will give chase. Adler behind the net, trying to free it up as he battles there against Gebhardt. Now 4 players scrum together, and it's going to be Canon Mac bringing it back the other way as Brett Smiley brings it down. 2-on-2, Smiley in the right wing circle to the net, puts it in front, and the redirect goes just wide. Smiley with a great feed in front of the net, but the redirect opportunity for Austin Zartorski actually came back the other way as the goaltender was beaten on that play.
Smiley, 32 penalty minutes, 3 points on the year. Not a bad pass there to try to get the redirect, but he might have had some speed and had the opportunity to get a shot off instead.
Here comes Canon McMillan right now. They've had the best chances so far. Goaltender Connor Hartnett down in the net to our left would have a chance to go over to the boulevard and grab something to eat. He's seen nothing so far. Canon Mac back the other way, 3-on-3. Moving with speed, here's Austin Tonkovic. Tonkovic backhander from in tight up and over the net. Comes back to the left point where it's kept in by Grant Rhodes. Rhodes tries to shoot through traffic. Puck that is blocked by Finley Conway. Conway regroups and gets it out off the stick of Blake McConnell and through center red, where Andrew Wenzel regroups in front of the Canon Mac bench. Feeds it across the ring to his defense partner. And up the left side, Canon Mac brings it out again. Lavella chasing Finley Conway back into his own zone, forces the turnover, backhand try, deflected away through the circles, and Mount Lebo comes away with that loose puck. Off the boards, lead pass there looking for Blake McConnell. It's going to be icing, bringing the faceoff back in the Blue Devils zone to our right. with 13:28 left here in this scoreless opening period.
Yeah, Mount Lebanon, they want to be a little bit more careful. They're trying to clear the puck. That last turnover, tried to bank it off of the wall and up and out, and ended up hitting the wall and going right into the center ice. Beautiful opportunity, just wasn't able to get a shot off, was Canon Mac.
Face off to the left of the goaltender Kirshner. Draws one by Canon McMillan, trying to play it back to the point. There's Coleman Slane. Puck fed back around the ring, coming here to the near side. Charlie Falvo for the Blue Devils tries to track it down along the near boards. Puck kept in on a good play there by Mansman. Now, sorry, not Mansman, but Slane, that is, who comes away, puts it in front, redirect try, and it's blocked in front. This time Max Manzo broke it up as Canon McMillan dangerously close to tapping another one in. Gebhardt at the left point. Brings the puck across to the right side. Orovitz walks it down the circle, shoots for traffic off of a teammate's skate. As in front of the net, there was Coleman Slane. Big body check along the far sides, frees the puck up, and it's kept in by Canon McMillan, centering feed off the defense. And Mount Lebanon regroups in their own zone and finally breaks it out as Adler, who blocked it, going to try to bring it coast to coast, but he's stripped as soon as he breaks the Canon McMillan zone. And a lead pass here going to send Slane on. Long shift for Slane. Wrist shot from the right left wing circle. Save made. And the rebound back behind the net. So Coleman Slane having a really nice shift here. A couple of great scoring chances. Back to the right point. Wenzel tries to keep it in. And Mount Lebanon finally gets the puck out and dumps it in. After Canon McMillan, a very aggressive shift, generating more scoring opportunities.
Mount Lebanon has yet for a shot on goal. Not able to really get their offense really set up in the offensive zone. Turning the puck over at neutral ice again.
Canon Mac brings it back again. Brad Foligno. Foligno to the left side there. Finds Zartorski. Zartorski can't get the shot off. Mount Lebanon player felled on that one. And it's played back into the neutral zone. Foligno in front of his own bench. Gets around a man. Breaks center red. Foligno tries to dump it in. But he's stripped of the puck there by Brian Salvato for Mount Lebanon. Salvato sends it back to neutral ice where Canon McMillan's Christian Stewart sends it right back into the Blue Devil zone. Foligno goes behind the net against 4 blue jerseys as Canon McMillan makes a line change. And the outlet pass gives the Blue Devils a chance to break. Up the right wing side. Shot there goes just wide. That was maybe a shot pass as driving to the net for the Blue Devils was Georgie Farrell off the feed on the play, but shot was wide of the net, so Mount Lebanon still yet to register their first shot. That was Griffin Nelson who tried to put that one back in front. Back behind the Mount Lebanon net it goes. Trevor Barnes pressuring there for Canon McMillan. Lebo comes away with the puck, and they'll break it out again. Right to left come the Blue Devils. Trying to chase down his own pass. There's Reed Farber. Farber back into the corner, bumped nicely against the boards. Good defensive play by Zach Gebhardt. And Canon McMillan trying to get it out. Farber, though, makes the steal. Centering pass, and it goes past everybody. Giving Canon McMillan a chance to get it back out. Cross-ice pass goes to Eric LaFrance. LaFrance breaks the zone. Long shot. Stick save made. Follow-up try. And it's overtaken on the defense by Zach Rudaway from Mount Lebanon. 6 shots right now by my count for Canon McMillan. And yet to find one on goaltender Connor Hartnett. Lebo dumping it in. Try a little forecheck here. Adler with the steal, but gives it right back. 2-on-2 comes back the other way. Tonkovic with Clendaniel. Big collision at center red. Canon Mac player tried to land the hit, but it was Ryan Gist, that is, who flattened the Canon McMillan player there.
Good job of Gist to keep his head up. Keep his head on a swivel as well. Make sure there's no hit coming in, and if there is, brace your body for such, and he did just that. Canon Mac, though, Mount Lebanon, though, trying too hard to get the cross pass goal shot. Maybe try to just pepper the net a little bit here.
Puck fed back towards the net, misses wide, and Mount Lebanon bringing it back now. Trying to stay on side. Good centering pass. Farrell down the slot. Unable to get a shot off, though. Puck bounced around behind the net, and it comes back and is cleared back to center red by Canon McMillan. Mount Lebanon with their top line out here trying to generate some offense. 9:25 left here in the opening period. No score yet. Shot back towards the net. Lebo looking for their first shot of the game. Canon McMillan's defense refusing to allow that to happen.
George Hart on the block there did a good job putting his skate right in front of the slap shot.
Shane Morgan breaks it out. Pass up the left wing side goes to Luke Lavella. Lavella down the left wing boards. Lavella slows it down, tries to get around Conway. Lavella dropping it back to the left point. Cross point pass coming. Wenzel from the right side, rising shot, and that's up and over the net, all the way into the far side of the rink. Chasing it down there is Morgan for Canon McMillan. Morgan trying to get away from Farrell. Sends it back to the left point, but George Hart couldn't keep it in, and that's a break from Mount Lebanon there. Just to make sure that we're correct here, too, the goaltender tonight for Mount Lebanon is Ryan Westbecker. It's not 36. It's not Kirshner. Westbecker, 3-1-1 on the season. He has a 2.70 goals against average, 911 save percentage, and 1 shutout. So, Joel, you got a lot of credit for sitting on the bench. It's Ryan Westbecker who's made 6 saves here in the first period. Apologies to him. Face off to the right of Westbecker. In the Mount Lebanon zone. Canon Mac wins the draw. Puck played back behind the net. Mansman after it there. Bounces right in front of the Lebo net. And Mount Lebanon breaking it back out. Puck slowed down there by the Blue Devils. Charlie Falbo feeds it back through center right into the Canon McMillan zone. Zach Gebhardt tries to play it off the boards. Pressured on the play. Puck comes to Morgan. He finds it. Goes across the ice, and Orovitz will bring it out the left side. Orovitz goes to center red. He's buried on a big body check by Reed Farber at center ice. But the puck dumped back into the Mount Lebanon zone.
Mount Lebanon's got to get some offense going here. They're playing too much defense.
Orovitz, a shot through traffic, goes off the right pad of the goaltender, Westbecker. And Canon Mac keeps it in back to the right point. Looking it over, there's Gebhardt. Gebhardt gets a second crack at it, shoots through traffic, and that one goes wide. To the far side, Farber trying to chase down the puck. Gets a second chance to get it out, and he can't get it through the skates as Canon McMillan continues to keep the puck in here. Finally, Farber, the captain of this Mount Lebanon team, able to break it out as he feeds it up the left wing side into the zone. There, a shot on by Nathan Enterline, and that's blocked by Gebhardt. Halfway through this opening period, no shots on goal yet for Mount Lebanon. Chance back now, breakaway, second time to the net, score! Luke Lavella with the second chance on a breakaway, and he turns it backhand to forehand. It turns Westbecker inside out. Lavella puts the mesh in motion, and Canon McMillan takes a 1-0 lead with 7:19 left here in the opening period.
8:41 mark, and what a move. He turned, like you said, he turned Westbecker inside out there, did a good job holding off on his shot, not hurrying to take the shot, taking his time and making sure he had an open net.
And remember that it was early on in the game that Lavella had the breakaway. Westbecker, I think it was the first shot of the game, was able to turn him aside and stop a rebound opportunity. But this time, Lavella decided to take it to the blocker hand side, and he beats the keeper Westbecker for Luke Lavella. That will be goal number 12 on the season.
28 points on the year now. Very good.
Canon Mac bringing it back. Foligno dumps it behind the net. Sartorski chases. And Tonkovic gets the assist. And the only assist. So Clint Daniels set him up last time. This time Tonkovic set up Lavella, and Lavella took it to the net and gives Canon McMillan the 1-0 lead on what I believe is their 8th shot of this opening period.
I have them at 7. So.
7? Okay. And you're at least keeping track. I'm going from the top of my head, so we're going with your numbers.
The assist for Tonkovic, that's his 10th, 26th point on the season.
Tonkovic and Lavella, top 2 scorers we mentioned this team. Tonkovic leads the team in goals with 16. Lavella second now with 12. Puck played down by the hand of a Mount Lebanon player in the neutral zone, and that gives a chance for Clint Daniel to bring it and dump it back behind the net. Matt Simmons for Mount Lebanon after it there. Simmons moves it up the right wing side, and the puck broken out by Blake McConnell. Puck comes back here to the near side into the zone, and Lebo has to get back on side. Farrell tries to make the steal after they touch up, but here comes Tonkovic back the other way. Tonkovic tries to go through everybody, drops to the left side, shot through traffic, deflection, save made by Westbecker, and that was a tough save to make there because he was expecting more velocity on that shot, Brandon, but it knuckled in on him after the deflection.
Yeah, it stopped and almost kind of stopped midair, ended up going high. He had to reset his body, lift up his neck, and try to get the body on the save.
George Hart back into his own zone for the Big Macs. Feeds it back through center red. 6 minutes exactly left here in the opening period. Canon McMillan on top by the score of 1-0. Behind the Big Macs net. Hart after it there. Stolen on the play by Farber. Farber dropping it back. Unable to keep it in, though. The Blue Devils, and Canon Mac gets it. Crosses center red. Dumps it in. And gets a fresh line on. Puck played around the boards here. Lebanon having a tough time in their own zone. Canon McMillan going to keep it back to the left point. Shot there, deflects. Farber got a piece of that one. And Mount Lebo trying to push the puck out here right in front of their bench. And they do get it outside of the zone. Battle for it there as Morgan continues the pressure for Canon McMillan. Lebo gets it out. And here comes Kenny Schrader. Schrader into the zone. Long rising shot, gloved out of the air and held onto by Connor Hartnett.
There it is. First shot. for
Debatable.
11.
I think it would have went over the net.
I give it to him. Let him get one.
All right.
Let him get a little bit of a roll going.
Hardness just happy to be in the game.
Yeah. He's like, wait a second. What's this black thing flying at me right now?
He was using the glove hand there. He's flagging out anything that was in a 10-foot radius of that net. Face off in this Canon Mac zone to the right of goaltender, Connor Hartnett. And Canon Mac wins it. Canon Mac bringing it back. Coleman Slane trying to go through everybody, and he gets pulled down on the play. Max Manzo's going to the box. And Canon McMillan will get the first power play chance of the evening as well, as if they haven't had the better of the play 5-on-5. They're going to get a chance for 2 minutes.
Slashing
the call. Manzo will sit. The Big Macs go to the power play.
He knocked the stick right out of his hands on the breakaway there. Not a bad penalty to take. You take your chances on the power play because there's a pretty wide open path to the net.
Last time these teams met, Canon McMillan was 2 for 4 with the man advantage. As kept in at the right point by Tonkovich. Tonkovich floats it down to the far side. Georgie Farrell gives chase there, and Farrell makes a nice play as he slowly sends it the length of the ice to kill some clock. As Canon Mac regroups in their own zone. Lovella, the goal scorer, with an assist to Tonkovich, our only tally of the night. 1-0 Big Macs in the lead. Trying to win their 13th consecutive regular season game against Mount Lebanon. Lovella to the net, and he comes all the way around, feeds it back to the point. Tonkovich skates it to his left, now drops it over to the right side. Lovella goes to the left, Tonkovich back to him. At the right point, now to Tonkovich, back to Lovella. Lovella looks it over, swings it down low, chance in front, wrist shot blocked in front, and Mount Lebanon gets a chance to get it out. Good chance down there for Coleman Slane, and that was Matt Simmons who lifted his stick and prevented that shot from being taken. Back the other way now comes Canon McMillan into the zone. Coleman Slane. Slane down the right wing side. Drops it back to Tonkovich. Big slap shot coming. Save made. Follow-up try stopped as well. Westbecker with 2 big saves. The follow-up opportunity put on there by Mansman. Tonkovich at the left point. Feeds it to the left wall now. Tonkovich wants the one-timer. Mansman looks for him. Now spins away from the check of Finley Conway. Mansman sends it back to Tonkovich. Tonkovich looks it over, swings to the right side, trying to find Lovella. Puck deflected, but Lovella regroups along the near wall. Lovella sends it to Tonkovich, trying to slide through the defense. Tonkovich taken down on the play. Loose puck in front, chance there. Slane turns it over, and a pad stop made in front by Westbecker. Canon McMillan continues to dominate the play. Tonkovich tees it up, big blast through traffic, blocked in front. Actually hit his own man and felled Zach Mansman. That one's going to leave a mark with 20 seconds still left on the power play. Mount Lebanon able to get it out.
Mansman very quickly looked at the bench and put his stick up like, you got to get me out, coach, because that had to have taken the wind out of him right there.
Yeah, that caught him in the small of the back. Big shot by Tonkovich, too, who can definitely let it fly. Shane Morgan, as the power play ticks down, Mount Lebanon feeds it back to center ed, and the Blue Devils have effectively killed the slashing call against Manzo, who's back on the ice. Puck fed all the way back towards the Lebo net, giving chase here for Canon McMillan is Austin Sartorski. Sartorski frees the puck up to the far side. Salvato for Mount Lebanon grabs it, but we have a whistle, and it looks like Mount Lebanon's going right back to the box.
Holding the call here. Looks like that's going to be, maybe I can tell you.
I think it's Griffin Nelson.
I'm pretty sure it's 59.
No, you're right. So we'll go with Zach Rudoy.
Yeah.
All right. Rudoy called. He'll sit down. And Canon McMillan right back to the man advantage after Lebo got the kill. Face off to the right of the Mount Lebanon net. 2:45 left here in the opening period. 1-0 Canon McMillan leads. Luke Lovella's breakaway goal, our only tally here in this opening period. And after killing one penalty, Canon Mac gets a second crack. Brad Foligno on the right wing side, dumps the puck in, giving chase on the far side of the rink there. Here's Sartorski. Sartorski finds it, feeds it down low. Morgan back to Sartorski, that is. Sartorski spins away from Farber, feeds it down low, walking it out. Morgan shot on, save made on the doorstep, and Foligno couldn't get the rebound opportunity. Gebhardt keeps it at the right point, looks it over, feeds it down the near wall. Puck going to go all the way back behind the net. Foligno gives chase and gets there first. Foligno chipping it up the far side. Sartorski with it there. Farber pressures him. Sartorski gets away. And Canon McMillan cycles well.
Good job of Farrell there to clear that loose puck in front of the net, stop it from getting a second chance opportunity the last shot they had.
Backhand pass down the far wall. Now to the right point it comes. Gebhardt through traffic. Shot on, blocked in front. As getting in front of that one was Simmons, and Mount Lebanon able to get the puck out and send it the length of the ice with 50 seconds left on the Canon McMillan power play. And now the top unit onto the ice for Yuri Krivakiz's Big Macs. 1-0. Mount Lebanon trying to kill back-to-back penalties. Clendaniel trying to chip it through, was blocked well in the play by Walker Troy. And regained by Clendaniel at center red. Troy will take it again, and he'll softly dump it back into the Canon Mac zone with a half a minute left on the Big Mac's power play.
It's a big penalty kill for Mount Lebanon. If they can kill this penalty 2 in a row, 2 back-to-back, get a little bit of confidence for you.
Puck comes back to the point. Lavella looks it over. Howitzer blast there, and that's blocked, and the puck ends up hitting the mesh and bouncing down as Griffin Nelson able to get in front of the big shot there by Lavella.
Yeah, and I was saying, if you can't get any offense going, at least get your defense to get you some confidence in your special teams. That's exactly what right now Mount Lebanon special teams is being able to do, pending the next 9 seconds.
Face-off. Stays in the Mount Lebanon zone. As Brandon mentioned, 9 seconds left on the power play, 57 seconds left in the opening period. Good face-off win for Mount Lebanon, pushing the puck back into Canon McMillan ice. Josh Miller handles it there, sends it up the far side. Backhand pass comes across the ice, stolen away by the Blue Devils, but given right back as Wenzel gets it and dumps it back in. Around the horn it goes. Conway after it there, can't get it out. Canon Mac keeping it in, but Mount Lebanon kills another penalty, and they're back to even strength. Breaking the zone, here's Kenny Schrader down the right wing side. Schrader gets around a man, puts it in front, loose puck on the doorstep, and unable to get it home there was Walker Troy. Good defensive play by the back checker there for Canon McMillan. Tonkovic bringing it out. It was Miller who broke it up. Tonkovic comes back into the zone. He's going to go end-to-end. Tonkovic around Simmons. Tonkovic backhanded to the net, and it goes through the crease. Tonkovic doing everything but scoring on that one. Players scrum together, 4 deep along the end boards with 8 seconds left. Canon McMillan coming out to Lavella. Lavella puts it in front there for Tonkovic. Shot blocked. Follow-up try goes through. Save made by Westbecker, and he falls backwards and keeps it out with 0.4 of a second left in the period. Had that one gone in, it would have counted. That shot put back on, and Westbecker makes a big stop there to keep it 1-0.
Good job by Westbecker to be able to see through that traffic. There were about 3 bodies in front of him, blocking his view of the puck. Did everything he could to wait till that last second, reach out and grab it with a glove.
And the face-off there will wrap up the opening period. 17 minutes of hockey in the books here from the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe. Your score after 1, Canon McMillan 1 and Mount Lebanon 0. You're listening to and watching PIHL High School Hockey, brought to you by Trib Total Media here on the MSA Sports Network.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens past and present, or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Attention all teenagers in the South Hills. If you need something to do on a Friday night, look no further than the TGIF Skate at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. Featuring a live DJ, big screen TV, special effects lighting, and games from 8 to 11, it's the place to be this winter. Mount Lebanon Ice Arena also offers an after-school skate for younger children, Fridays from 4:30 to 6 p.m., and a full range of instructional programs for all ages. For more information, call 412-561-4363 or visit mountlebanon.org.
Back here at the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe, about to get the second period underway. South Hills rivals Mount Lebanon and Canon McMillan in this AAA matchup. After 1, it's the Big Macs on top by the score of 1-0 alongside Brandon Showers. Matt Vandriak with you here as the PIHL is on the MSA Sports Network, brought to you by Trib Total Media tonight. Your fans' choice game. And a first period where if you're a fan of Canon McMillan, you definitely enjoyed what you saw. Mount Lebanon had a tough period, but got a good period of goaltending from Ryan Westbecker, who stopped 7 of the 8 shots he faced.
Found it.
All right. Back to play. Teams will switch sides. Canon Mac will move right to left. So we mentioned these teams coming in. Mount Lebanon losing to North Allegheny last Monday at Blade Runners Warrendale by the score of 3-1. And that was a goal there where We'll get more on that as we get down to play here. Get it back here is Mount Lebanon's Farber, that is. Takes it from the pass. Get the right papers here. There we go. All right, switch sides. That'll help. Let's get the right rosters here as Canon McMillan regrouping in their own zone. Big Max. Puck comes out in front. Players in the goal crease as Farber gives chase. Farrell now back there, tries to pin a man against the boards. Puck comes back to the left side. Simmons looks it over, sending it down the left wing wall. Farrell feeding it behind the net. Farber gives chase there, battling against Jay Orovitz. Orovitz tries to come back to the near side, gets it to Smiley. Smiley trying to get it out, and that puck is kept in, but Canon Mac gets a second crack at it, and here come the Big Macs. Opportunity here for Gebhardt. Gebhardt tries to feed it through everybody, cut off on his way in, and then Gebhardt hits a player from behind. A dangerous hit there, and that's going to be a penalty. Finley Conway got driven on the boards from behind by Gebhardt, and he's going to get at least 2 and probably a 10 on top of that.
Yeah, from what I saw, if I was an official, I'd almost give him a 10, but we shall wait to see.
That could be a major penalty, too.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. At the high school level, major penalty, you're out this game
and the next game. Yep.
Okay.
Ejection means you are done for the night and done for the next one. If it's a 2-minute call, any hit from behind or any contact to the head on this in the PIHL has a 10-minute misconduct automatically attached to it. So unless the referees see it differently than we do, there will be a 10-minute penalty on top of what's either going to be a 2 or a 5, depending on the referee's discretion. And since Sartorski's in the penalty box, that makes it sound to me that the evening is over for Gebhardt.
Gebhardt comes into the game, 8 points, all assists.
Okay, he's still in there.
He caught a 2.
All right. 2 minutes for boarding, and that's the penalty that's being served by Zartorski, and then 10 minutes on top of that. So Mount Lebanon gets their first crack on the power play. Less than a minute into this second period. Griffin Nelson battling for the puck. Nelson sends it back to the right point. Manzo has it there. Sends it to the left side. Puck pushed down the far wall by the Blue Devils. Centering try in front. Farber there tries a backhander. Can't get it through. And Lavella backhands it out of the zone as Manzo couldn't keep it in. Now Tonkovich with a steal shorthanded. Tonkovich tries to get around Manzo. Good stick check. Lavella follows it up. Lavella behind the net to Tonkovich. Tonkovich trying to walk it out against Manzo. Changes direction and gets picked off on the play. As back into his own zone to help out there was Farber. And now the outlet pass comes to Walker Troy. Troy checked by Lavella at center ed. Drop pass comes back to Georgie Farrell. Farrell finds Farber. Farber pushing it into the zone. Swings it to the right side now. Shot on. Blocker save made. Farber with the follow-up try. Third chance at it, and they're all kept out as the door's closed on Walker Troy from right in front by Connor Hartnett. Hartnett could have taken a nap in the first period. He gets twice as many shots he faced in the entire 17 minutes of the first frame on that sequence there, but he's able to keep both of them out.
Very, very, very good save by Hartnett there. Concentration on the puck as it's going to the ice off of his pads. Make sure he keeps it down, keeps it close, and doesn't give a large rebound opportunity.
Minute and 7 seconds left on the Mount Lebanon power play. Farber off the face-off, pushing it to the far side. And it goes back behind the net. 4 players scrumming together. 2 of them end up down as Kenny Schrader ended up down there with George Hart. Schrader comes away with the puck, comes back to the left point. Rudoy sends it off the boards down, trying to find.
Good clearance by Canon Mac.
Trying to make that pass over there, looking for Farber, and Canon McMillan just very patient with it, and they clear it again. 33 seconds remaining on the Mount Lebanon power play. Up the left wing side, Matt Simmons. Simmons did not cross center red before he dumped that one in. And an icing call against the Blue Devils. Going to be a break here for Canon McMillan as it brings the faceoff into the Mount Lebo zone to our left.
It looked like from our vantage point he might have crossed center red. The officials, though, much, much, much closer to the play. Can see it a lot better than us. A little bit of a questionable icing. That said, though, icing in high school is a lot different than what you see icing professionally. You can make the change defensively, make a line change. You don't have to keep the same guys on the ice.
Mount Lebanon watches Canon Mac win the faceoff and push it back behind the Blue Devils net with 20 seconds remaining on the Lebo power play. Mount Lebanon's first try with the man advantage. Canon McMillan was 0 for 2 in the opening period. Walker Troy trying to dump the puck in. He can't break through. Good job by Clint Daniel to free it up. Comes back into the center ice circle. Matt Simmons has it there, and he's stripped of the puck as well as Clendaniel continues the great penalty kill, and that will wrap up the 2-minute penalty. So the Blue Devils fail to score, and Canon McMillan back to 5-on-5. Georgie Farrell up the near side, moves it to Simmons. Simmons trying to get out of his zone, stolen away. Walking right between the circles, trying to get around a man. There's Shane Morgan. Morgan plays it to himself, bumped by Rudoy. Loose puck comes to Simmons, backhanded up into the stands, and the faceoff will stay in the Mount Lebanon zone as Farrell put that one into the crowd.
Wow. You really couldn't tell on that power play that Mount Lebanon was on the power play. Canon Mac did a very good job clearing the puck, clearing the zone, and turning defense into offense. A lot of times on the shorthanded opportunity, you only see breakaways turn into offense. A little bit of a forecheck going on for Canon Mac's power play.
Yeah, Canon McMillan did a nice job. Mount Lebanon, there's 2 shots from in tight that were kept out by Connor Hartnett. And then from there, Canon McMillan controlled the rest of the play, and the icing call didn't help either. Puck played back behind the Lebo net. Comes here to the near side. After it, there's Matt Wheathorn. Wheathorn tries to get it out, kept in at the left point. On a good play by Brad Foligno. Foligno back behind the net, finds Austin Sartorski. Sartorski was serving the penalty to Gebhardt. Foligno stripping the puck away there from Wheathorn. Feeds it back towards the net. Can't get it through. Sartorski chased it to the far side, plays it back behind the Lebo net. Wheathorn against the near boards here, checked, and he can't get it out again as Morgan makes the steal. Cross ice pass to Foligno. Foligno battling there against Brian Salvato, brings it back around the near side, and Wheathorn gets flattened on that play as stepping into him was Josh Miller. Canon McMillan continuing to keep the puck in here. Sartorski feeds it back behind the net. Ben McGraw after it there for the Blue Devils. Comes back to the left point. Shot by Miller, blocked as that felled Matt Wheathorn, but a nice job to make the block, and then Wheathorn able to get it out, and then Wheathorn's bumped into the boards as he ices the puck, and the faceoff comes back into the Mount Lebo zone to our left, but a break for Mount Lebanon as they'll be able to get a fresh line on.
Yeah, and Mount Lebanon not able to clear the zone there defensively, doing a very good job in front of the net, stopping from loose pucks, getting in front of the net. But you got to be able to stop those shots at the point and turn them into offense. They're not able to do that so far.
Face off to the right of goaltender Ryan Westbecker. Steal right off the face-off, turning shot by Christian Stewart, blocked. Follow-up shot back to the net, and it's gloved out of the air and held on to. That was sent back to the net by Grant Rhodes and gloved by Westbecker, who holds for the draw with 12:37 left here in his second period. Canon McMillan on top 1-0. First period goal by Luke Lavella from Austin Tonkovich. Back along the near wall here, Griffin Nelson tries to get it out, or if it steals, feeds it back towards the net, partially blocked on the play by Mount Lebanon Simmons. Now back behind the net. Manzo tries to find somewhere to go with it. Pressure put on there by Eric LaFrance. LaFrance spins the puck out. He's trying to make a pass, puts it between the circles, and it goes past Christian Stewart. And now a penalty coming up here against Canon McMillan for cross-checking.
Now they're going to call interference.
A little bit behind the play there as the puck was on its way out. I think LaFrance is going to pick it up. And Mount Lebanon will get their second crack with the man advantage and second try here in this second frame.
Yeah, that's exactly who picked it up on the interference call. He came from, like you said, behind the play. Really not a good penalty to take at all. Completely behind the play. Puck was headed out of the defensive zone or off the offensive zone. Let it go to center ice and reset your defense from there.
So our fourth power play try of the night. Canon Mac had 2 in the first period, went 0 for 2. Mount Lebanon with their second power play chance. Early on here in the second period, 12:08 left in the second period, and Lebo looking for the equalizer. Puck played back behind the net. Mount Lebanon going to skate it out with some room. Here comes Blake McConnell. McConnell up the right wing side. Good pass to Farrell. Farrell slows it down, sends it back to McConnell at the right point. McConnell swings it to his left. Salvato drifts to the wall and then feeds it against the boards. Backhanded down low, looking for Farber on the play. Farber finds it, digs it out, shoots from a tough angle, and a blocker save made by the goaltender Hartnett. Farrell, though, finds the rebound. Back to the left point. Now the cross-ice pass there, knocked out of the zone. On a good defensive play by Canon McMillan's Zach Mansman. Two Mount Lebo players collide there.
All 3 second period shots so far for Mount Lebanon have been power play shots, and 2 of them have been a good one. That one there, a little bit out around the circles, not the exact shot you want to take.
Good stop made by Hartnett. As we're under a minute now left on the Mount Lebanon power play. Trying to find Farber breaking the zone was Farrell. Couldn't do it as he was cut off by Lavella in front of the Mount Lebo net. Puck played back into the Canon Mac zone. Orovitz takes it there, swings it around to the far side. Farber going to chase after it, but Canon Mac able to regroup. Kept it at the right point. One-time blaster Frex in front, that is, as Rudoy just jumped on that loose puck and fired it back to the net. And it hit a couple of skates and almost trickled past Hartnett. But Canon McMillan able to regain the puck and send it the length of the ice. Down to 30 seconds now left on Mount Lebanon's second power play try this period. Blue Devils bring it out. Walker Troy gets the pass. Troy drops the pass off to Nelson. Nelson on the left wing side. Shot on, and it misses the net there. Hartnett flagged the glove at it, but Troy missed the net. Lebo controls still. 13 seconds left on the power play. Troy plays it back behind the net. Schrader after it there. Schrader bangs into Mansman. Mansman down to his knees. I'm sorry, not Mansman. That's 48 George Hart down to his knees. And Hart able to free the puck up, but Rudoy keeps it in at the left point. Rudoy swings it off the wall, trying to find Walker Troy. Canon McMillan kills the penalty, is back on looking for the lead pass there. Was LaFrance to no avail, but Tonkovic plays the puck back into the Mount Lebanon zone. Lebo trying to get it out. Tonkovic makes the steal. Tonkovic between the circles. Nice backhand feed down low, but it was behind Glenn Daniel. And a good job on the play as well by Mount Lebanon, as Rudoy kept it out. Shot back towards the net. Right pad save made there on the offering by Glenn Daniel. To the left point it comes. And this one's going to go the length of the ice, but it'll go all the way to the net as Lebo gets a change there. Good play by Nelson as Walker Troy gives chase, but Canon McMillan able to regroup and bring it out. Coleman Slane crosses center out and dumps it back into the Lebo zone. 9:23 left here in the second period. 1-0 Canon McMillan in the lead. Luke Lavella's first period tally, our only score of the night. Ben McGraw. McGraw breaks the zone as he gets around. Shane Morgan dumps it back behind the net. Players come together there, and coming away with it from Mount Lebanon is Matt Weedhorn. Four-man scrum as Weedhorn battling back there with McGraw. Freed up, comes to the right point. Simmons, though, can't keep it in, as it's Shane Morgan taking it away, and Morgan dumping it back, chasing it down himself as he plays that one into Mount Lebo ice. Stepping up with it was McGraw. McGraw goes across the rink, and Bobby Adler takes it there. Adler plays it off the stick of one of the Canon McMillan players. Miller touching that, Ned getting the icing call. And the Big Macs back into their own zone. Lead pass, trying to find Slane. Slane trying to get around Simmons, changes direction, and the wrist shot on the far side of the net. Had the keeper leaning the wrong way, but misses on the glove side. Slane steals, feeds in front, and it's stolen away. And a break back the other way comes Reed Farber. Farber breaks the zone. Farber on the right wing side, feeds it towards the net. Playing it behind the cage there for Mount Lebanon is Georgie Farrell. Farrell goes to the left wall. Matt Simmons tries to keep it in. Nathan Enterline able to do so as he plays it around here to the near side of the rink. 8:05 left here as the puck goes into the Mount Lebanon bench. And the face-off will stay, I believe, in the Canon Mac zone.
That last breakout pass that Slane had, wide open, a two-lane pass, what would have been called in the professional level a few years back. Two-line pass right at the blue line, did a good job taking it from his stick, up forward, get the shot off, just wasn't able to get it on net.
Face-off in the neutral zone. And Canon McMillan. Farber for Mount Lebanon tries to win that one away from Trevor Barnes, but Barnes gets the win. And Canon Mac gets the puck, dumping it back behind the Mount Lebanon net. After it there is Blake McConnell. McConnell stolen away, or if it's to the right point, so the left point, tries to sing it to the right point. And Wenzel plays it down the boards behind the net. Players banging together there. Salvato pinning a Canon McMillan player against the boards. Trevor Barnes pinching in. Barnes pushing it out. LaFrance falls down, but he's able to find the puck, keeping it in, pushing it back behind the Mount Lebanon net. Trying to find somewhere to go through the near line here, the near wall that is Nathan Enterline. Enterline can't get around Barnes, who's been tenacious on the shift. McConnell back into his own zone, fakes like he's going to go around the net, then feeds it to Enterline up the near boards. Too far for Enterline, but Lebo able to get a break as it goes back to the Canon Mac zone and get some fresh bodies on the ice with 7:10 left here in the second period, down 1-0. Mount Lebanon brings it back. Shot through traffic, goes wide there. Lebo able to maintain possession. In front of the net, players collide, and we get a whistle.
They froze the puck. The ref lost sight of the puck. It was on the back of the net. But is it just me, or does it look like Canon Mac is finishing all their checks, following through with every single check, almost hitting a spot on the ice about 3 feet behind their recipient of the check?
Yeah, Canon McMillan has definitely been the more physical team here so far. Had the better of the play as well, but Mount Lebanon with 2 power plays in the second period have evened up the shot totals a little bit after being outshot 8-1 in the opening period. Lebo able to keep it in. To the net, wrist shot rising, glove save made as Kenny Schrader walked it out to the right wing circle, and Hartnett flashes the leather and holds for the draw.
That's 5 shots on goal this period for Mount Lebanon, 6 total in the game on what I have them. 6 total saves, though. The only problem is there's 6 total saves for Canon Mac as well.
Hartnett had an easy first period. He's been a lot more active here in the second period as Mount Lebanon from the face-off one-time shot. Blocker save made there. As Schrader got another crack at it off the draw. Puck played back into the Mount Lebo zone. After it there is Falbo, and the puck ends up on the back of the Lebo net, and we get a whistle. 6:26 left here in the second period. Luke Lavella, the only goal of the game so far for Canon McMillan.
Going to take the draw out of the zone. They're going to say that Canon Mac lifted the net off its moorings and caused a stoppage in play.
In an attempt to get the loose puck that was on the back of the meshing behind Ryan Westbecker. Westbecker was really good in that first period, keeping this game close when Canon McMillan had the first, 7 shots of the game.
Yeah. Very, very pepper in the net. I had them at 13 shots in the first. Sorry, I did the math wrong.
Okay.
So that's why there's such a large difference between the announced total.
All right. Either way, it was back-to-back power play tries for Canon McMillan that generated a few of those shots as well. To the right point, Wenzel through traffic, shot on, stick save made on that knuckling shot. As somehow through traffic, Westbecker saw it. Luckily for Mount Lebanon, nobody on Canon McMillan was in front of the puck because that was a juicy rebound. Lavella behind the net tries to get around Manzo. Lavella looks it over, back to the right point. Wenzel swings it to the near side. Rhodes slows it down. Rhodes sends it into the circles. Loose puck going to come back to the right side, and Wenzel there going to send it behind the net. Tonkovich centering pass, tries to play it off a Mount Lebo player, and well defended by the Blue Devils. Matt Simmons, as the puck comes out into neutral ice, and we have a whistle. I think it might have hit a player on the Canon Mac bench.
Wow. Nice little flurry there for Mount Lebanon, for Canon Mac, not able to get it in. Stick save, man in front of the net. If you can get someone in front of the net to just put their body on that puck, it's going into the net.
Mentioned Canon McMillan winning the opening meeting between these teams back on November the 10th by the score of 6-0. Austin Tonkovich, a 5-point night, 4 goals and an assist. Luke Lavella had 5 assists, and Connor Hartnett got the shutout, stopping 16 shots. Joe Kirshner was in goal that night for the Blue Devils, stopped 20 of the 26 he faced. Canon McMillan got 2 power play goals in that one, and they're trying to get a goal here. Slane tries to walk it out, has his pocket picked.
One of the 2 shutouts on the season, for Hartnett. He has 2 shutouts so far on the year.
Walker Troy after it. Troy trying to put that in front, looking for Griffin Nelson. Troy sends it back to the left point instead. Shot through traffic, blocked. And bringing it back is Morgan, who blocked the shot. Now gets the outlet pass, and here comes Slane. Nice stick check there. He can't get around McConnell, but Slane regroups behind the net, finds the puck. Slane going to try a wraparound right in front. Chance on, shot on, stick save made from in tight as Mansman found the puck between the circles, but the stop made by Westbecker.
I think they're going to say that was dead before the shot even got taken. Net came up again. Having a little bit of trouble with the net to our left.
Well, in the old days, it would be fastened on iron.
Yes.
And if anybody collided with it, they would probably have a broken collarbone. So we've moved into the safer nets, but that one there, maybe a little bit of snow under it, keeping it from balancing correctly. Break there for Canon Mac. Faceoff stays in. Left point try by Tonkovich through traffic. Blocked down. Goes behind the net. Clendaniel has it. Clendaniel to Tonkovich. Left wing circle. Tonkovich walks around him. And Tonkovich in front. Redirect goes up and over. Clendaniel on the doorstep. And the backhand redirect goes over the cage. Cross ice pass coming to Tonkovich. Tonkovich battling between 2 Mount Lebo players. Finds it there as it gets away from Farber. Farber gets a second chance, but Tonkovich keeps it in. Right point, one-time shot coming blocked as Miller tried to put that one back towards the net. Miller keeps it in. Lavella battling along the far wall, and Farrell from Mount Lebo finds it. Farrell tries to find Farber. That's a great 1-2 punch of this Mount Lebanon team. Farrell and Farber combining for 24 of Mount Lebanon's goals on this season as Canon McMillan maintains control of it. 24 of Lebo's 49 goals, so almost half of the goals have been scored by one of those 2. Backhand try in front, and that opportunity missed by Clendaniel. Well defended on the play by Mount Lebanon's Nathan Ennerline. And Ennerline, I think, took a stick in the midsection on the follow-through there. And we get a whistle. Faceoff will stay in Lebo ice with 3:53 left here in period number 2. And Canon McMillan on top by the score of 1-0.
Smart ice there by Mount Lebanon. They weren't going to do anything else to clear the zone other than just kind of slap it down and cause a face-off, cause a stoppage in play, get some fresh legs on the ice.
So the puck will remain in the Lebo zone to the left of goaltender Ryan Westbecker. Face-off, Tonkovic battling for it. Mount Lebo wins it. Simmons trying to get it out the far wall. Walker Troy able to move it ahead to Ben McGraw. McGraw tries to push it out, and it's kept in. Second chance at it. Simmons goes back to Walker Troy, and Troy cannot get the puck out of the zone right now. Third chance at it, and Lebo finally brings it out. Troy crosses center red, and he dumps that one in as Lebo gets fresh lines on. Wiedhorn, as well as Bobby Adler, giving chase here from Mount Lebo. Wiedhorn centers it. McGraw on the doorstep. Backhand try, and that's blocked. Good defensive play by Grant Rhodes to break it up. Manzo in the center ice circle feeds it back into Canon Mac ice, and Grant Rhodes regroups there. Rhodes sends it here to the near side. Foligno trying to get it out from in front of the Lebo bench. McGraw gives chase. Another chance at it, and Foligno this time takes the pass through center red and moves it into the neutral zone. Trying to hustling after it for Mount Lebanon is Finley Conway. Conway battling back there against his counterpart in 17, Austin Zartorski. Zartorski and his Finley Conway both collide. Then it's Zartorski with the puck, bringing it back out and dumping it in to the Mount Lebanon zone. Off the glass behind the net. Soccer skills displayed there by Foligno as he used the skates to bring it up the near wall. Lebo gets it out. Troy going to give chase there as back into the game is Zach Gebhardt after serving the 10-minute penalty for checking from behind. Gebhardt's legs should be fresh. He was skating good at the beginning of this one. Centering feed there, and Griffin Nelson can't get the stick on that one as he tried to redirect it from in tight. Could not get it on the net. Sidestepping a check there is Walker Troy, who almost set up Griffin Nelson. Canamac playing this one back into the Lebo zone. McConnell going to give chase there, and with the ice getting a little more chewed up, that may have gone the length of the ice in the first period. Not so much in the second. Farber just trying to float that one in. Farrell on after the puck there. Good open ice hit by Farber as he sends a Canon McMillan player almost into the bench. Knocking down Coleman Slane. Canamac, Shane Morgan moving it ahead. Chipped ahead here by Mansman. Mansman tries to find Slane. Slane and Mansman behind the net. Rudoy coming away with it for the Blue Devils, trying to play it up the far wall, looking for Georgie Farrell. Farrell overtaken on the play. Slane down low. Return pass and cleared out. Now we'll give away, and Morgan fans in the slot off the steal. So Canon Mac didn't get a shot, but had two good scoring chances right there.
Good 1-2 there down in the corner. Just couldn't get the shot off. Good defense by Mount Lebanon. Put the stick in the passing zone and let it deflect off the stick.
And Mansman and Slane trying to work that first one. Then Morgan making the steal right in the slot. And he fanned on the shot. He had a good look at it from right between the circles. Lavella plays it back behind the Mount Lebanon net with 60 seconds left in this opening period for Lebo. Charlie Falbo going to give chase. Centering feed. Tonkovic goes to the backhand. Save made by Westbecker as he slides out to the left and closes the door again.
Westbecker's doing everything he can to keep his team in the game. They've got to get some offense going, get some offense generated, and maybe take advantage of it. Get a goal, get a cheap goal in front of the net, little junk goal.
Face-off will be to the left of the Mount Lebo net with just under a minute left here in the opening period. A clean win back to the right point. Shot through traffic. Stick save made as Tonkovic fired that one as well. And Westbecker makes another stop. Canamac with a late flurry here in the second period. They have one on the board. They'd like to add one more. Clendaniel tries to keep it in. Muscled off the puck on a good play by Kenny Schrader. Schrader's outlet pass trying to find Walker Troy at the far side. Wenzel wastes no time, bringing it back the other way. Lavella takes the pass. Lavella breaks the zone. Lavella splitting the defense and diving out with the poke check. There's Westbecker as Lavella was trying to get around Simmons. Did a nice job to hold him up, and the goaltender Westbecker takes no chances.
15 to go.
Troy and Wenzel collide hard against the boards. Canamac bringing it back. Lavella. Drop pass, Tonkovic in the right wing circle. Trying to finesse around a player. Back to Lavella. Shot on blocked. And Mount Lebo's Walker Troy going to send this one out. And the first period will come to an end. Canon McMillan the second period will come to an end. Canon McMillan with a great flurry there late. But the goaltending of Ryan Westbecker keeping the score where it is after 2. It's Canon McMillan 1, Mount Lebanon nothing. We'll take a break and be back with your Blade Runner scoring summary. You're listening to and watching PIHL High School Hockey, brought to you by Trib Total Media here on the MSA Sports Network.
This is Adam Horner, and as promised last year, Josh Roundtree is here to help promote Season 10 of the PIHL Power Play right here on the MSA Sports Network.
But after so many years of coverage, where can we turn for some great hockey wisdom that we haven't yet? How about the head coach of the Mighty Ducks, Gordon Bombay?
Let's have fun out there. Flying V! Soft hands. You don't shoot the puck to your teammate, you sail it to him.
And don't forget the most important piece of advice ever given by our mentor, Hans.
Wear thick socks, Gordon.
Catch the PIHL Power Play every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on MSASports.net. Want to learn how to ice skate or play hockey like they do in the PIHL? Looking for a good place to throw that winter birthday party? If you answered yes, Blade Runners is the place to go for public or private skating sessions, plus learn to skate and learn to play hockey classes. And don't forget to check out PIHL game action at their 2 locations in Harmarville and Warrendale. For more information on ice time, class and game schedules, or party planning, visit their website at www.bladerunnersice.com.
Hi, this is Don Rebel. This past Wednesday, there was an empty seat alongside Johnny Lee and I during the debut show of the 6th season of the WPIAL Roundball Report. This upcoming Wednesday and for the rest of the season, that seat will be filled. Find out what bigwig joins the crew for the WPIAL Roundball Report every Wednesday at 6 o'clock only here on the MSA Sports Network.
It's cold outside and dark way too early. That must mean one thing. It's wrestling season. With the mats rolled out in a gymnasium near you, be sure to tune in to Inside the WPIAL Wrestling Circle, Monday nights at 7 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
We'll provide all the scores from around the WPIAL, focus on key matches, talk to coaches about their season, and provide in-depth analysis that you can't find anywhere else.
So cozy up around the fire and tune in to Inside the WPIAL Wrestling Circle every Monday night at 7 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
UPMC Sports Medicine is the region's largest and most experienced center dedicated to caring for athletes of all levels. And as we celebrate more than 25 years of world-class care, we're proud to offer more services, have more physicians, and treat more student athletes than any other sports medicine provider in the region. Why would you choose to go anywhere else? To learn more, call 1-855-93-SPORT or visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
If you miss the McRib, like the Mojave Desert Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything, right? I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
The history books are filled with the names of great athletes and great teams from Western Pennsylvania. They share stories of great victories and stunning defeats, but they all have one thing in common. They know the championship season is the time to be first. First Commonwealth Bank, proud sponsor of the WPIAL and the best high school athletes in Western Pennsylvania. First Commonwealth, time to be first.
Back here at the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe between the second and third period. Canon McMillan and Mount Lebanon Class AAA matchup. And you're listening and watching it on the MSA Sports Network. It's PIHL High School Hockey brought to you by Trib Total Media. And only one goal so far. Some good chances, some good goaltending we've seen. Good special teams as well. These teams have combined 0 for 4 on the power play. But we'll move into a very abbreviated Blade Runner scoring summary. Blade Runners is located at 2 locations in Warrendale and Harmarville.
Well, shots on goal, Canon McMillan has 17, 13 of those in the first period, 4 in the second period. Mount Lebanon has 7. They had 1 in the first period, 6 in the second period. 7 saves for Canon McMillan, 16 saves for Mount Lebanon. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play. Now for the scoring portion of it. The 8:41 mark, Luke Lavella from Austin Tonkovich, 1-0 Canon McMillan. That was in the first period. Second period, no goals scored on the second period as well.
And that's that. That's pretty much the story, but that's a very abbreviated, as we said, Blade Runner scoring summary. Check out Blade Runners at 2 locations in Warrendale and Harmarville. But the story of that, the game so far, Brandon, is the play of Mount Lebanon goaltender Ryan Westbecker in the first period. Canon McMillan came out flying at the first 7 shots of the game, had 2 power plays, and they were back-to-back. Westbecker stood tall, kept Mount Lebanon in it. Lavella would get the even-strength goal that you mentioned. But that gave Mount Lebanon some life. It kept them in it, and then the Blue Devils getting 2 power play tries in the second period. And in the other net, it was a nice period and good penalty kill work by Connor Hartnett as he made all the saves necessary in that second frame where Mount Lebanon actually outshot Canon McMillan.
Yeah, Westbecker, though, he's being tested this entire game, and he's doing a good job stepping up to the test as well. His defense has got to do a little bit better job turning the block shots, the deflections in front of the net. Got to turn it into offense, get it to the front line, and let the skill players go up with the puck and create chances, create scoring opportunities.
And if you're Mount Lebanon, too, you got to get something on those power play chances. The Blue Devils, we mentioned the last time these teams met, they went 0 for 3 on the power play, while Canon Mac went 2 for 4 in the 6-0 Big Macs win. And Mount Lebanon coming in off a loss last week to North Allegheny, a 5-2 loss at Blade Runners in Warrendale. And Mount Lebanon outshot in that game 35-23, and the Blue Devils went 0 for 4 on the power play that night.
Yeah, and it doesn't spell very, very well. If you can't score on the power play, they're 0 for 5 now on the power play on the season against Canon McMillan. Canon McMillan doing a good job not really allowing an offensive setup in the offensive zone for Mount Lebanon, not really allowing them to set up their power play, get a shot toward the net, doing a good job creating offense on the shorthanded situations as well.
Mount Lebanon taking over where they left off. They won their last game 5-0 against Butler at the Ice Connection in Valencia last Monday night. And that was a game where Connor Hartnett stopped 24 of 24. They outshot Butler 43-24. Brad Foligno had 2 goals. Jack Clendaniel and Austin Zartorski with 2 assists apiece. And a game where Canon McMillan special teams was strong. Butler 0 for 2 on the power play, while the Big Macs converted on 1 of their 3. And Canon McMillan, as we mentioned, playing some really good hockey as they come in having won 3 in a row, and they've won those 3 games by a combined score of 20-2. Some impressive victories along the line there, and Canon McMillan right in the thick of things. Right now they're tied for 4th place with Butler, but the Big Macs have a game in hand, and with a victory or a point here tonight, a tie that is, will have sole possession of 4th place. And the team that finishes 4th, Brandon, it's a long ride from Southpointe to Valencia. So one of these teams will have to make that trek should these standings hold where they are. Seneca Valley right now in 6th with 18 points and a game in hand on Butler. Mount Lebanon, we mentioned, tied for 7th with Upper St. Clair with 17 points apiece. But the Blue Devils have 2 games in hand on Upper St. Clair. Central Catholic right now on the outside looking in with 14 points in 18 games. So Lebo has a game in hand on them as well.
Yeah, not exactly a situation you want to be in taking fourth place. Now, granted, you want to make the playoffs rather than not make the playoffs, but if you can avoid going in at fourth place, that's a heck of a trek to go to Valencia from down over here.
I just did it, I think, today. Oh, you might have went further. We both came from Butler County. If we can do it, everybody can. Second period, the Zamboni on the ice getting it ready for period number 3. Your score after 2. Canon McMillan leading Mount Lebanon 1-0. We'll take a break and be back with period number 3. You're listening to and watching PIHL High School Hockey, brought to you by Trib Total Media here on the MSA Sports Network.
The team at S-Mark takes great pride in the company they've built and their growing presence in Pittsburgh. Strong values, steadfast dedication, and unwavering commitment extends well beyond the walls of S-Mark facilities into virtually every facet of our local communities. From ongoing support for critical health and human services for families and children to youth sports and recreation programs. It's the many faces of S-Mark that touch lives, instill hope, and provide opportunities to enhance and enrich the world around us. S-Mark is proud to extend its support of local communities through its sports sponsorship with the MSA Sports Network.
Attention business owners and marketing managers. MSA Sports Network offers a cost-effective way to expand your advertising efforts, increase your bottom line, and promote your brand and services in the communities you serve. Offering you flexible marketing plans with numerous multimedia combinations, the ability to target your local customers within a 5 to 10 mile radius of your business, industry exclusivity, available via sport, season, community, or region, and outstanding return on investment with all MSA Sports sponsorship opportunities. MSA Sports Network represents the most efficient and effective ad placement in the broadcast industry. To learn more about advertising opportunities on the MSA Sports Network, contact Glenn Anderson at 412-362-2000, extension 2225, or ganderson@msa.com.
The natural gas delivery system is extremely safe. Leaks do occur on occasion. People's Natural Gas would like to remind you to use your senses.
East Suburban Sports Medicine, the proven leader in physical therapy. We'll help you get back into the game. Feel better, play better, live better. When your doctor suggests physical therapy, be a healthy consumer and ask for us by name. Experts in caring for high school athletes. East Suburban Sports Medicine. Take it from me, Bill Hillgrove. It's the best care, hands down.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything right. I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
The history books are filled with the names of great athletes and great teams from Western Pennsylvania. They share stories of great victories and stunning defeats, but they all have one thing in common. They know the championship season is the time to be first. First Commonwealth Bank, proud sponsor of the WPIAL and the best high school athletes in Western Pennsylvania. First Commonwealth, time to be first.
The team at S-Mark takes great pride in the company they've built and their growing presence in Pittsburgh. Strong values, steadfast dedication, and unwavering commitment extends well beyond the walls of S-Mark facilities into virtually every facet of our local communities. From ongoing support for critical health and human services for families and children to youth sports and recreation programs. It's the many faces of S-Mark that touch lives, instill hope, and provide opportunities to enhance and enrich the world around us. S-Mark is proud to extend its support of local communities through its sports sponsorship with the MSA Sports Network.
Back here at the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe, period number 3 about to get underway. Canon McMillan and Mount Lebanon. The Big Macs on top by the score of 1-0 alongside Brandon Showers. Matt Vandriak with you as the PIHL is being watched and listened to on the MSA Sports Network. It's brought to you by Trib Total Media here tonight. And Brandon, it was a first period that was all Canon McMillan. Good job by Mount Lebanon's Ryan Westbecker to keep the Blue Devils in the game early. And then Mount Lebo playing a much better second period, had 2 power play chances as well, but they could not crack Canon Mac goaltender Connor Hartnett. Hence where we stand, 1-0 to score, the only goal. A first period tally by Canon McMillan's Luke Lavella, assisted by Austin Tonkovich, Lavella's 12th of the season.
Yeah, and Mount Lebanon's got to do something offensively to get an offensive setup, get an offensive zone, some play in the offensive zone, and keep it down there. Don't turn it over if you can avoid turning it over at all.
Well, for Mount Lebanon, it's going to be hopefully for Mount Lebanon, it's going to be an end to a very long losing streak to Canon McMillan. Canon McMillan has won 12 consecutive regular season games between these teams. Last time Mount Lebanon's beaten Canon McMillan in the regular season, November the 3rd, 2008, by the score of 4-2, and Canon McMillan has dominated in those 12 victories, outscoring Mount Lebanon 66-17 and posting 5 shutouts in that winning streak as well. As we get underway, period number 2, Canon Mac will move left to right to start this third period. This game a little bit different than the last meeting between these teams. So a one-sided 6-0 win for Canon McMillan. Face-off one as we have a fresh sheet ice. And here comes Mount Lebanon with their top line out there. Reed Farber plays it off his shoulder. Bouncing puck knocked down on the play by Enderline. Enderline brings it in, tries to push it towards the net, and it's redirected back out by Canon McMillan. Here comes Jack Clendaniel. Clendaniel can't break his own, drops it back to Tonkovic. Tonkovic dumps it back behind the net. Simmons after it there. It goes all the way around, and it's taken there by Blake McConnell. McConnell goes to Enterline. Enterline leaves the zone, pushing it ahead to Farber. Farber trying to bring it into the near side. Georgie Farrell taps it into the zone, and Farber going to give chase. Back after it there is Orovitz. Steps aside the check from Farber, and it's taken there by Enterline along the far boards. Enterline goes back behind the net. Orovitz stands him up. Tonkovic trying to help out. Puck comes to Austin Tonkovic, and he tries to get around Farrell and Will. 3-on-2 back the other way. Tonkovic, cross-ice pass. Clendaniel on the right wing side. Shot on blocker. Save made by Westbecker as Clendaniel snapped it from about 10 feet out. Lebo now back the other way. Farber tries to get around a man. Nice job getting back by Wenzel. And then Wenzel and Farber both end up sliding into the end boards. Canon Mac bringing it back out. Miller finds Lavella. Lavella breaking the zone, trying to get around Salvato. Salvato blocks it down. Puck played back behind the net. Max Manzo for the Blue Devils comes here to the near side. Players in the corner battling for it. Loose puck coming out there to the left point, and Miller has it. Miller trying to send it back behind the net. Body check put on there by Zach Mansman. Mansman watches as Mount Lebo gets it outside of the zone. Canon Mac got a touch back up to get onside as getting a rough ride into the penalty box there was number 10, Coleman Slane, by Griffin Nelson.
Slane was rode completely into the box. He pushed right up against it. Good job there creating a little bit of physicality, if you will, for Mount Lebanon. Maybe that's what it'll take to get him back in the game.
Matt Wiedhorn for the Blue Devils, dumping it back behind the net. And Wenzel after it there. Wenzel gains control of the puck, and he tries to move it to the near boards. Past Ben McGraw, back to neutral ice. Puck regrouped there. Mansman swings it across the rink, goes off the far side, and bounces in front of the Lebo net, where it's slowed down by Zach Rudoy. Rudoy trying to get it out on the pass there to Bobby Adler. Adler was stood up as he broke it outside the blue line, but now a second chance at it. Adler trying to get around Zach Gebhardt. Adler ends up colliding with his own teammate there, McGraw. Both of them end up on the ice as Canon McMillan brings it back the other way. Connor Slane into the zone. Slane working down there with Austin Sartorski. Sartorski against the boards, battling with Wiedhorn. Puck played back behind the net. After it there is Falbo. Falbo challenged on the play by Slane, and then stepping in for Canon McMillan is Foligno as well. Puck continued to be battled for. Coming away with it is Ben McGraw, and this one is all the way out, and they're going to say no icing could have been played by Canon McMillan, so a break by the Blue Devils as Mount Lebanon able to get some fresh troops on with 13:59 left here in the third period, down 1-0.
This is probably your best opportunity if you're Mount Lebanon to get a goal, and you get a goal quick on this fresh ice. They were struggling a little bit once the ice got cut up on their skating.
Puck played back through neutral ice, chipped into the Mount Lebanon zone by Christian Stewart. Stewart down the right wing side, banged against the boards on a body check thrown there by Mount Lebanon's Blake McConnell. Out it comes, cross-ice pass. 2-on-2 into the zone. Enterline gets around a man, has Farber in front. Enterline brings it all the way around the net, now loses control of it. Enterline pinned against the boards by Foligno, swings it back behind the net. Farber can't track it down, and Canon McMillan comes away with it as Georgie Farrell tried to steal, but George Hart gets it out. Foligno now leaned into by McConnell. Foligno leans back into him as he tries to push the puck around the horn. Foligno swings it back behind the net, and Farber gets back and flattens Foligno with a shoulder check. as Mount Lebanon tries to bring it back out. Enterline slows it down along the far side and now finds Farrell, who breaks center red and backhands it into the Canon McMillan zone as both teams get a line change.
Mount Lebanon's got to do something offensively here. Got to find a way to get themselves back into the game. It's a 1-0 game, and you're down to just ticks left on the clock, really, in full view of the full game.
2-on-2 back the other way. Walker Troy trying to get around a man. Nice stick check on the play by Zach Gebhardt. Found in front, wrist shot in front on the doorstep. Save made as a centering pass came to Schrader, and the stop made from in tight by Hartnett. Good play behind the net there by Walker Troy as he found Schrader right in front from 5 feet away. He tried to put it to the high glove hand side. Squeezed and held by Connor Hartnett, his best stop of the night.
Problem is Hartnett really hasn't shown any weakness in the net. Hasn't shown that he's going to give up a goal, that there's a space that maybe you can go on him. He's done everything down low, done everything up high, done everything with the glove and the stick. You got to try to maybe get a lucky bounce and get what would be called an ugly goal.
Well, even in that situation there, Brandon, it was a matter of Hartnett being in the right spot. It was a good feed by Troy right in front to Schrader, but he shot it right into the goaltender because Hartnett knew right where to be. Fundamentally sound is Connor Hartnett. Battle for it here as Schrader ends up knocking down Smiley on the play. And he moves it to Walker Troy on the near boards. Wenzel puts a hip into him. Puck ends up coming to Mount Lebanon. Centering try. Loose puck. It's in the crease and is found by the goaltender and covered up as Mount Lebanon's Griffin Nelson as well as Kenny Schrader were bearing down on that. Walker Troy brought it to the net and put it there, but amongst the traffic, Connor Hartnett finds it, covers it, and holds for the draw.
Again, though, Hartnett there, perfect positioning, saw the puck in all the feet and all the skates, put his glove down on top of it, freeze the puck, stop the play, get a line change, and allow your defense to reset.
Connor Hartnett has 8 wins on the season, tied for second most in AAA and a 2.38 goals against average, 5th best in the classification amongst keepers with 5 or more starts. And his 2 shutouts are tied for first most. And cue up the AC/DC because Miller got thunderstruck on a big body check by Bobby Adler.
And maybe that's it. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe that's what Mount Lebanon needs is a little bit more chippiness, a little bit more physicality to where maybe their offense gets into it and says, okay, we can do this.
Little too chippy as a slash behind the play against Adler. It's going to send Canon McMillan back on the power play. So Adler got the big body check on Miller, and that was a clean hit. And then Gebhardt had some words with him afterwards, and it's always the second man who gets caught. Yeah. And Adler slashed Gebhardt, and he'll go to the box.
Yeah, never is it the first guy that's a little bit chippy, a little bit discussive, if you will, of a play. Good job there, though, offensively to try to create a turnover in the offensive zone for Mount Lebanon. Not able to do it. Canon Mac breaks it out and causes a power play.
Face off to the left of the Mount Lebanon net, and goaltender Ryan Westbecker. Canon Mac's third try with the man advantage. Their first since the first period. The Big Macs 0 for 2 on the night. And here comes a shorthanded chance. Georgie Farrell with speed. Farrell has a trailer, finds Farber. Backhand shot, save made in tight. As Hartnett stuck out the right leg in the stick to deny Farber the golden opportunity shorthanded. Reed Farber and Georgie Farrell 12 apiece to lead Mount Lebanon on the season. Number 13 did not happen because denial comes in the form of Connor Hartnett. Lavella, the only goal of the game, brings it back on the power play. Lavella on his knees, slides through the slot, feeds it back to the boards. Backhand pass looking for Tonkovic at the point, though. Comes outside the zone. 1:15 left in the Canon McMillan power play. 10:55 left in the period. Canon Mac trying to set it up. Clendaniel. Backhand feed comes across the crease. Lavella was camped out there but couldn't find it. Tonkovic. Backhand pass into the left wing circle. Clendaniel tries to play it down low. Blocked on a good play by McConnell. Behind the net. Mansman tracks it down. Mansman to Lavella in the right wing circle. Lavella to Tonkovic. Tonkovic shoots it through traffic and it goes wide of the net. Lavella finds it. Lavella goes back to Tonkovic. Good job to keep it as he drifts to the near boards. Tonkovic backhands it around trying to find Mansman. After it there's Simmons for Mount Lebanon. Stepping in for the Big Macs as well on the play was Clendaniel, but Mount Lebanon able to get it out. Good defensive work on that play by Matt Simmons and a good shift for Simmons as well. Puck played back into the Canon McMillan zone, and the outlet pass going to come ahead to Shane Morgan. Morgan up the left wing side. To the net, shot on, save off the mask as Lavella took the feed for Morgan and snapped it on. Stop made again by Westbecker. Tonkovic Slows it down to Lavella. Lavella tries to shoot through traffic, blocked by Manzo. Comes back to the point, and the puck is out, and so is Bobby Adler. So Mount Lebanon kills the power play. Tonkovic rode hard against the boards on a body check by Walker Troy. Canon Mac able to bring it back to center red. Foligno trying to steal this one away. Foligno dropping it back. Morgan in the left wing circle. Wrist shot coming, and that one goes offline with the man parked in front of the net. Lebo back 2-on-2. Walker Troy's been having a good third period. Troy tries to drop pass looking for Kenny Schrader, and a nice shot by Morgan to steal. Cross ice passes Foligno, breaks into the Lebo zone. Foligno slows it down, wrist shot to the net. Glove save by Westbecker, and he holds for the draw.
Got to do something. You got to get some offense, but tell you what, Canon Mac doing a good job keeping the pressure up, not sitting back in the defensive posture. Keep the pressure up. Try to get a second goal. Try to get yourself a larger advantage. Doing a good job on the offensive break.
Face off to the right of Mount Lebanon's net. 9:05 left here in this third period. 1-0 to score in favor of Canon Mac. Luke Lavella's first period goal, the only tally we've seen here so far tonight. Puck going back behind the net. Rudoy going back there for Mount Lebanon, battling Zartorski for Canon Mac. To the left point it comes. Shot through traffic, blocked. Follow-up try, loose in front, and it goes wide. Good job first on the block by McGraw, and then by Falbo to deny the redirect from in front. Lebo gets it out. Trying to move it ahead. Here's Wiedhorn. Canon Mac regroups. In their own zone, Gebhardt swings it to his left, and Gebhardt going to break it out. Gebhardt looking for Foligno up the left wing side. Lebo gains control of it. Schrader had it in his skates, had a tough time getting it out, but he finds Wiedhorn, and Wiedhorn backhands it ahead. Here comes Ben McGraw. McGraw 1-on-4 as Lebo gets a change. McGraw slows it down, throws it to the net through traffic, and a stick save made by Connor Hartnett. I don't think he expected that shot to get through.
Got about 3 guys to block it for him as well.
Clendaniel takes it back the other way. Clendaniel drifts to the right side, centering try in front off the blocker, the goaltender. Tonkovic, one-time blast, save made again as Westbecker saw his young life flash before his face, getting in front of that howitzer. Kept in Lavella to Tonkovic, down low, backhander, stopped again, Westbecker closing the 5-hole. Canon McMillan with a flurry here, Ryan Westbecker closing the door. Mount Lebanon needs to get the puck out of their zone, and they finally do. Ryan Westbecker, 3 big saves there for the Blue Devils.
Next stop, somebody's got to go back and tap Westbecker on the pads. Tell him good job, way to keep us in the game.
7.5 left, and he made 2 big saves on Tonkovic, one on a big one-time blast, and then on a breakaway where he walked right in, and he made the stop. Tried to go 5-hole. Westbecker closing the door. Simmons hit hard in front of the penalty box, and we have a whistle on the play.
I think you got Canon Mac player on the bench.
I think you're correct. Faceoff will stay in the neutral zone. Don't forget, after the game, we'll have your Blade Runner scoring summary. Check out Blade Runners at 2 locations in Warrendale and Harmarville. We'll have your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena play of the game. The Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, the place for teens in the South Hills to be on Friday nights. And your Management Science Associates, 3 stars of the game, all coming up in the postgame show brought to you by Trip Total Media. Mount Lebanon would like that postgame show to be a little bit later than 7:05 left. Canon McMillan will be happy to just tick that remaining time off the clock as they lead 1-0. Lavella's first period tally from Tonkovic, our only score here tonight. Behind the net, Mansman battling there with Salvato. Salvato and Mansman collide. They keep going now. And the puck played to the right wing side. Comes back to Gebhardt at the right point. Shot through traffic. Blocked as Schrader got down to block it. Slane finds it. Schrader steals it. Schrader, outlet pass up the right wing side, breaking into the zone, holding it now, trying to drag that wrist shot was Griffin Nelson, but he couldn't get it through. Back the other way now comes Canon McMillan. Coast to coast, Slane to the net, scores! Coleman Slane, half man, half amazing on that rush, and he gets it through the goaltender Westbecker from zone to zone, finds the net, and with 6:25 left in the third period, Canon McMillan doubles the lead to 2-0.
How did that get in? It had to have just found a millimeter of space to kind of skirt through. Not able to save it was Westbecker, but he's done such a good job defensively. You can't expect him to make every single save back there in the net.
Coleman Slane picked that one up in his own zone, and he went coast to coast, dragging the puck to the right side or the near post, and he shot it back to the far side to the right of the goaltender Westbecker, and he got it just underneath of the right pad. Tough angle shot, but a great effort by Coleman Slane, and Slane finds the net for the 8th time this season, and a big insurance goal as Canon McMillan leads 2-0. 6:10 remaining now. And the Big Macs after puck comes out of the zone. But after some great goaltending by Westbecker, Slane with a great effort there. Gebhardt gets the assist. He'll get the only assist. Gebhardt was the man who passed it across ice before Slane did the skating and racked up the frequent flyer miles on that one. Puck played back behind the Canon McMillan net. Orovitz gives chase, whacks it hard off the near boards, forcing Simmons to regroup into his own zone. Simmons moves it ahead to Georgie Farrell. Farrell breaks center red. Farrell into the zone. Georgie Farrell down the side. Wrist shot there from a tough angle. Goes all the way around. Back to the right point. Kept in by Falbo. Falbo feeds it. Farrell in between the circles. Tries to backhand to the net. Nice defensive play by George Hart to get back for Canon McMillan and break that up before Farrell even got a shot on net. And I've been impressed with the work of this Canon McMillan defense as a hard check by Kenny Schrader on the far side.
You're going to get a penalty, too.
Knocks Foligno down.
Or they get icing?
I think it's icing.
Okay.
And Foligno was fouled on a big check there by Kenny Schrader. But what I was saying is very impressed by the defensive zone work by Canon McMillan against the top line. We mentioned that Georgie Farrell and Reed Farber have combined for 24 of Mount Lebanon's 49 goals this season. I don't think Farrell's had a shot on goal yet. Farber had a great shorthanded chance from Farrell, and that was a great stop by Connor Hartnett to keep that one out of the net. Griffin Nelson dumping it in. Walker Troy, who's had a pretty nice game here for Lebo. He's been their most active forward. Trying to lean it in. Schrader keeps up the physicalities. He brings the boom on the far side. Freeing the puck. Up comes the Nelson. Shot through traffic. Right pad save made as Hartnett kicks out the leg. And we have a penalty on the play away from the play. And I think it's a slash against Canon McMillan. So Mount Lebanon is going to get their third power play chance. And that's a penalty there you don't want to take, Brandon, because it happened away from the play. And that's going to be Luke Lavella going to the box for slashing. Giving Mount Lebanon a golden opportunity here with 5:12 left in this third period, down 2-0. And if you're the Blue Devils, you got to score on this man advantage.
You got to score. You got to create some type of offense. Lavella's a big guy to get out of the ice, get him off the ice. Does a yeoman's work offensively and defensively. So let's see what the Blue Devils can do here. Maybe they can muster up a goal, make it a 2-1 game, and get it a little bit more interesting.
Face off in neutral ice, and it's won by Canon McMillan. Cleanly comes back to Gebhardt. Gebhardt backhands it to neutral zone. Mount Lebo going to get back on side, and Gebhardt's going to have an easy clear here as he looks it over, and he's going to just lift it the length of the ice. So Mount Lebo on their third power play of the night. 0 for 2 so far. This by far the most crucial chances. They trail 2-0 with under 5 minutes left here in this third period. Breakout pass, Georgie Farrell. Here he comes. Farrell to the right side. Walker Troy has it. Troy back to the right point. Puck moved to the left side. McConnell slows it down into the slot. Farrell has it. Shot through traffic. Blocked in front. Gebhardt got a piece of it. Wraparound tries. It's fed in front there by Farber, and Farrell's offering up and over the net. Troy chasing it into the lower boards. Farber now pins the defenseman back. Trying to get it out is Morgan, and he can't do it. To the right point. Now to the left side. McConnell slows it down. Shot through traffic off the blocker of Hartnett. Comes here to the near boards. Back to McConnell at the left point. McConnell moving it down the near wall. Walker Troy, nice job to get around Gebhardt. Centers to Farrell, who can't turn it over. And then it's cleared on a great defensive play by by Canon McMillan's Jay Orovitz.
It's so important to get a big body, get a big face in front of the net. And Mount Lebanon is not able to do that on this power play so far.
Short-handed steal by Tomkovich. Rising shot goes up and over the net. It might have hit the shoulder of Westbecker. Tomkovich dangerous no matter what the situation is. Mount Lebanon knows he had 4 goals against him in the first meeting. Icing against the Blue Devils on the power play, and with a half a minute left to face off, so it goes back into the Mount Lebanon zone to our right. Not what you want to have happen there.
Tough icing to take there for the Blue Devils. Now they got to hurry up, get a break offensively, get forward, and maybe get a couple of shots off on Canon McMillan, and maybe trickle it back behind Hartnett. Although he's been very stout in that. He's very, very, very much making himself a candidate for one of the 3 stars of the game.
Big blast taken there by Rhodes is blocked. 2-on-2 back the other way, breaking the zone for Mount Lebanon. And a centering feed there goes off the goaltender's stick as Nelson tried to put it in front. Walker Troy was Kenny Schrader was bearing down on the net. And a good job by the keeper Hartnett just to knock it away. Now Westbecker comes out of his net to move this one ahead quickly. Lebo with 5 seconds left on the power play. 3:15 left in the third period. They trail 2-0. And the puck stolen by Tomkovich. Tonkovic drags it back into his own zone. Lavella back on the ice, and Mount Lebanon 0 for 3 on the power play. Puck ends up hitting the meshing on the far side. I think it's going to stay in the Canon Mac zone. That's a break for Leba, but with 3:06 left, they need to find a way to get through Connor Hartnett, and they haven't been able to do it all night. They haven't been able to do it for almost 40 minutes. They're not going to get it through here. They're going to have a hard time getting 2 in 3:06.
And I don't know if you have the same role as me, but if a goalie gets a shutout, automatically is he one of the top stars of the game.
It's the way Connor Hartnett's played tonight, it's really good. Right in front, redirect try there. Trying to eliminate that opportunity was Ben McGraw from right in front, but he can't put it home, and then the puck ends up in the Canon Mac bench. It was almost a goal there. Right on the doorstep was Ben McGraw. He could not quite get the blade of the stick on the puck there to chip it to the net. Faceoff will stay in the Canon Mac zone.
Under 3 to go.
To the right of goaltender Connor Hartnett. As Brandon mentioned, after the game, we'll have your Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game, as well as your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena play of the game, and your Blade Runner scoring summary. Canon McMillan breaks it out. Morgan. Little chip pass ahead. Here goes to Coleman Slane. Slane has one. Go to the net again. Slane drops it back. And this time Morgan can't turn it over. Nice job by McConnell to get back and break it up. Giveaway in the goal area. Shot on save made there by Mansman as he picked that one off and fed it back to the net. And Westbecker closes the door there, making the stop. Said goal area like it was soccer. It was the slot. It was fed right there. It was a steal, and Mansman with a golden opportunity. Tried to go between the legs, and Westbecker, it's been tough to beat on the 5-hole. He's kept those shots clear of there. The only ones that have beaten him was Lavella turning him inside out on a breakaway, and then the coast-to-coast rush by Coleman Slane where he was able to tuck it in on the far post with a shot from the near side.
Coleman Slane, though, showing his skating ability, his side-to-side skating ability to create offense there on that last break as well.
Centering pass, Mansman, backhander, save made, targeted for the 5-hole. Westbecker closes the door and holds for the draw. But with 2:25 left here in the third period, time running out on Mount Lebanon. 2-0 Canon McMillan, Lavella in the first period, Slane here in the third. Face off to the left of goaltender Ryan Westbecker. Back to the point, Slane looks it over, tries to drag it back, forced outside of the zone by Georgie Farrell. Dumping it back in, outlet pass stolen. Nice read there by Shane Morgan. Morgan tries to dump it back in and ends up in the Lebo bench, and we'll see who touched it last. I call neutral ice, so it did not go off a Farrell stick. Face off in the neutral zone. 2:14 left, and if you're Mount Lebanon head coach Terry Virtue, at what point do you consider pulling Westbecker for the extra attacker?
Well, you got to get some offense going first. You got to get into the offensive zone before you even start to think about pulling him. And Canon McMillan, we said at the 7:06 mark, we're going to say it again, content on just kind of clearing the puck and continuing face-offs no matter what zone it's in.
Well, that's the break they needed, as icing the call, Lavella was knocked down on this side of the center ice line by Farrell, and then he just sent the puck the length of the ice. So that icing call against Canon McMillan will allow Mount Lebanon the opportunity to have an offensive zone face-off, and we'll see if the goaltender Westbecker heads for the bench. Coach Virtue probably wants to see if the Blue Devils can win the face-off and maintain some possession. They do. One-time shot from the face-off, hammered to the net there by Nelson, but it goes wide. Rudoy pinching in. Kenny Schrader, cross-ice feed. Nelson chases it down, tries to feed it down low. Tonkovic steals. Can't get it out. Kept in at the right point. Turnaround shot there, blocked on a good play by Lavella. And now Tonkovic tries to steal. Coming out, though, is going to be Westbecker. And Westbecker sends it off the glass at the far side.
I'm keeping a peripheral vision eye on Westbecker. Well, there you go.
Steal by Lavella, down low to Tonkovic. Tonkovic walks it out right in front of Lavella. Misses the net. I think his stick might have been lifted at the last second. Wenzel shoots through traffic. It goes off of Falbo. Centering try by Tonkovic. Stick to side by Schrader. Canon McMillan with 1:19 left here in this third period and a 2-0 lead. Keeping the puck pinned in the Mount Lebo zone. Centering try there. Walking to the net is Tonkovic. Shoots it off the outside. Wenzel can't keep that one as it goes through his legs. Back to the Canon Mac zone where it's tracked down by Josh Miller. Miller sends it out. Tonkovic, little backhand pass. With 60 seconds left, Tonkovic regroups. We have a whistle away from the play.
I'm thinking too many men on the ice.
See what the call is here. I think you're right. I think Lieber just got up with 6 guys on the ice. And they're opening the sin bin for Mount Lebanon.
That's
going to effectively close the door on the Blue Devils tonight, as they will be shorthanded now
for the fourth time
for the final 57 seconds of this game. And a bench penalty, not the one you want to take there. Too many men on the ice to call. So Canon McMillan, less than a minute away from win number 11 on the season.
Somebody from Mount Lebanon's buying a new computer after that call was made. That's my least favorite call watching Penguins games. I just want to throw something at the TV. It's a penalty you can't take.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you can't take it in the third period.
I don't think you can take it at all.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that seem to come back to get you. But if you take it early in the game, yeah. But in this situation here, I mean, you're shorthanded the rest of the way. So even if they pull Westbecker, it's 5-on-5 at best with an empty net, and most likely Tonkovic and Lavella looking at that open net.
Get a timeout here called. Set up some offense.
Chance to let you know that plenty of hockey still to come on the MSA Sports Network. Thursday night, a big matchup from Blade Runners and Warrendale as North Allegheny, number 1 versus number 2, takes on Peters Township. That game's an 8 o'clock face-off Thursday night. Also a big single-A matchup between two of the top teams as Mars visits Quaker Valley at the Airport Ice Arena. 8:30 face-off, audio-only game there. And then Mount Lebanon right back at it. They don't have much time to rest. They're going to be back at home on Thursday night when they host Butler in an audio-only contest that starts at 9:10 p.m. So make sure you check those games out on the MSA Sports Network. We'll have more for you next week as well. Next Thursday night, right back here at the Ice-O-Plex, Upper St. Clair and Canon McMillan. 7 o'clock start. Scott Majeski is doing camera work tonight. We'll have the call on that one. And also next Thursday night, an open class matchup from the Beaver County Ice Arena as Blackhawk will host the Penn Trafford Bee Warriors.
And whoever's going to the Airport Ice Arena for that audio game, wear thick socks.
And then some. Chance now, Lavella feeds it over. Backhand shot there by Mansman goes wide. As Canon Mac on the power play for the 4th time, but I don't think Canon Mac's looking for a goal. They're just content to slow it down. Slane takes control of it, finds Clendaniel. Clendaniel breaks the zone, cross-ice pass Lavella in the right wing circle, drifts and drops it back. Slane, who has the goal, looks it over, feeds it to the left side. One-time shot coming, stick save made up and over the net as that was fired to the net by Mansman. Tonkovic battling there with Salvato. Tonkovic walks it out. Tonkovic drifting, feeding it over. Pass comes to Clendaniel. Clendaniel in front. Mansman on the doorstep. Can't get the shot off as it was blocked by Simmons with 10 seconds left. Puck comes around here to the near side. Kept in by Lavella. Lavella, nice feed. Cross-ice pass. Stick save made on Clendaniel's shot as Westbecker keeps making saves even in the waning seconds as Canon McMillan, as the horn sounds, scores the 2-0 victory over Mount Lebanon here at the Ice-O-Plex tonight. We'll take a break and be right back with your Trib Total Media postgame. We'll have your Blade Runner scoring summary, Mount Lebanon Ice Arena play of the game, and Management Science Associates 3 stars. Canon McMillan wins by the score of 2-0. We'll be right back to wrap it up. You're listening to and watching PIHL High School Hockey, brought to you by Trib Total Media here on the MSA Sports Network.
The new home for the PIHL in 2014-2015 is the MSA Sports Network. Not only can you listen to audio broadcasts of high school hockey games online like in years past, but this year MSA Sports will be video streaming 25 games live and archived during the regular season with exclusive coverage of the 2015 Penguin Cup playoffs. Your audio and video home of the PIHL is the MSA Sports Network.
The natural gas delivery system is extremely safe. Leaks do occur on occasion. People's Natural Gas would like to remind you to use your senses, smell, sight, and sound to detect the warning sign. Gas leak. If you believe there is a natural gas leak, leave the area immediately and then call your natural gas company's emergency service line or dial 911. These lines are available for natural gas emergencies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit peoples-gas.com to learn more. This message is brought to you as a public service from Peoples, your hometown natural gas company.
Attention all teenagers in the South Hills. If you need something to do on a Friday night, look no further than the TGIF Skate at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. Featuring a live DJ, big screen TV, special effects lighting, and games from 8 to 11, it's the place to be this winter. Mount Lebanon Ice Arena also offers an after-school skate for younger children, Fridays from 4:30 to 6 p.m., and a full range of instructional programs for all ages. For more information, call 412-561-4363 or visit mountlebanon.org.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens past and present. Or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Want to learn how to ice skate or play hockey like they do in the PIHL? Looking for a good place to throw that winter birthday party? If you answered yes, Blade Runners is the place to go for public or private skating sessions, plus learn to skate and learn to play hockey classes. And don't forget to check out PIHL game action at their 2 locations in Harmarville and Warrendale. For more information on ice time, class and game schedules, or party planning, visit their website at www.bladerunnersice.com. See you at the rink.
Back here at the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe, wrapping up Canon McMillan's 2-0 win over Mount Lebanon. Alongside Brandon Showers, Matt Vandriak with you here on the MSA Sports Network as you're listening to and watching PIHL High School Hockey, brought to you by Trib Total Media. And Brandon, another solid victory, the second shutout in 2 games, sweeping the season series. Did Canon McMillan, 6-0 the first time, 2-0 here tonight. And might as well not waste any time since we don't have a lot to say. We'll go to the Blade Runner scoring summary. Make sure you check out Blade Runners at 2 locations in Warrendale and Harmarville.
Well, scoring 2 goals on 2 goals. The 8:41 mark, Luke Lavella from Austin Tonkovich, 1-0 Canon McMillan, even strength goal. Then on the other side, Coleman Slane on the third period, the 10:35 mark from Zach Gebhardt, 2-0 Canon McMillan. That was a coast-to-coast play from Slane that just managed to trickle in behind Westbecker's right pad, if I'm not mistaken. Opposite side did a good job trying to break down the angle, wasn't able to do that for the second goal. That was 2-0 in favor of Canon McMillan. That was the final score. Total shots on goal, 27 for Canon McMillan, 12 for Mount Lebanon. Both teams 0 for 4 on the power play, or excuse me.
You're right.
No. Oh, okay. 0 for 3 for Mount Lebanon, 0 for 4 for Canon McMillan. They only had 3 power plays, did Mount Lebanon. Canon McMillan had 4. Very, very well played game between the 2 teams. Very strong played game. That was your Blade Runners scoring summary. Blade Runners is at 2 locations in Warrendale and Harmarville.
So Lavella's 12th of the season came in the first period, and that was Lavella's second breakaway of the night. He was stopped by Ryan Westbecker, Mount Lebanon on the first one. On the second chance, he went from backhand to forehand and took it to the far side of that, beating Westbecker on the blocker hand side. And then, as you mentioned, Coleman Slane, he took a cross-ice feed in his own zone, and he took it there from Gebhardt, and then he just went the rest of the way. Coast to coast, it's Slane down the right wing side, and he's able to sneak that puck in as he shot it from the near side of the rink, underneath of the right pad of goaltender Westbecker. Again, the 8th goal of the season for Slane, and an impressive win for Canon McMillan. As we move into
I'd say that was the play of the game, that Mount Lebanon play of the game, Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. The place for teens to be in the South Hills on Friday nights. I'd say that's that Slane goal that ended up icing the game at that point. It was the put-away goal, but he did a good job going coast to coast on it, receiving the pass from Gebhardt, making sure he kept the puck clean and put the puck on net.
Absolutely. So we'll go with that. Connor Slane's third period goal, which, as you mentioned, pretty much effectively ended this one, is your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena play of the game. The Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, the place for teens in the South Hills to be on Friday nights. And with that, the always eagerly anticipated Management Science Associates 3 stars.
Well, with 25 saves in the game, I'd put Ryan Westbecker at the number 3 star. Luke Lavella, the number 2 star, the 1 goal, the game-winning goal. And then with the shutout, Connor Hartnett, 12 saves, did a good job breaking it down, making sure nothing got out in too far in rebound land to give an opportunity for a second chance goal.
And a really good third period, too, by Mount Lebanon to limit the shots against Slane. by Canon McMillan to limit the shots against Slane. And Slane making a lot of good saves. He was always in position, and he is your number one stars. That is your Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game. So we take a look here now. Canon McMillan with the victory in their 18th game on the season, improved to 11-6-1. They have 22 points and sole possession of 4th place, 1 point ahead of Butler. And we mentioned the Golden Tornado will battle Mount Lebanon from the Mount Lebanon Ice Rink on Thursday night, so that's a big game there for Lebo. They remain tied for 7th with Upper St. Clair, still with the game in hand, though, on the Panthers. And Upper St. Clair, as we were taking a look at it, they'll be in action here.
Canon McMillan on the 12th.
Yeah, they have a game before that. I just can't think who it is off the top of my head. So
Canon McMillan finished up with Upper St. Clair at Upper St. Clair. Canon McMillan at home and home, 2 straight home games. Upper St. Clair or Central Catholic.
Canon Mac, yeah, they're at Central Catholic on February 2nd. That's their last trip away here from the Ice-O-Plex, because they'll host Upper St. Clair on the 12th. Then we'll also host Penn Trafford here on the 17th and finish it up, even though they're the road team, against Peters Township here at the shared rink. So Canon McMillan, they beat everyone. They were 2-1-2 against those teams. They beat Central Catholic 5-1 the first time around, tied Upper St. Clair 4-4, beat Penn Trafford 7-4, and lost to Peters Township 7-1. For Mount Lebanon, we mentioned their next game Thursday night against Butler, back at home at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. And Mount Lebanon won the first meeting against the Golden Tornado by the score of 1-0. They'll be at Peters Township here at the Ice-O-Plex on February 10th. They lost the opening matchup between those teams 5-3. Then they'll be at Upper St. Clair, a game at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon on February 23rd. Mount Lebo lost the first time against them 6-2 before finishing the season up at home against Bethel Park on February 26th. Bethel Park winning the first meeting between those teams by the score of 2-1. So Mount Lebo has 4 games left against teams they're 1-3 against. And that game against Upper St. Clair, Brandon, on the 23rd at the Ice Castle could very well determine who ends up getting that last playoff spot, because Central Catholic's still in the mix, but they're going to need a little bit of help. Mount Lebanon and Upper St. Clair battling for the 7th and 8th spot right now, and we'll see where it goes. But there's a lot of hockey still to be decided, as we have a battle at the top, a battle at the bottom, and a battle in the middle. As the playoffs here, the top 8 teams will make it, and it'll play just a straight-out 8-team tournament. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the way. Make sure you keep it here on the MSA Sports Network, as we will have it all the way to the beginning of the Penguins Cup playoffs, which we'll also have for you from start to finish. Any final thoughts on this one, Brandon?
Still impressed with the defensive ability of Canon McMillan to finish their checks, check through their man, and turn it into offense, turn turnovers into offense, do a good job at that. Mount Lebanon's got to rebound from this. They got to rebound quickly, and they got to step it up if they want to be that 8th team into the playoffs.
Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, the PIHL Power Play Show at 8 o'clock. Adam Horner and Josh Roundtree will recap all the PIHL action from the last week. Also tomorrow night, the WPIL Roundball Report for all you basketball fans, coming down to the final day of the regular season. Don Rebel and Johnny Lee will get you prepared for the playoffs. Also, boys basketball Wednesday night, Greensburg Central Catholic at Apollo Ridge, 7:30 tip. And on Thursday night, a couple of girls' games coming up for you. Mount Lebanon at Upper St. Clair, and Vincentian at Cardinal World North Catholic. Both of those 7:30 starts. Brandon will be there for the Vincentian Cardinal World game as we head down to the final days of the regular season. And, of course, the Battle to the Bluff will start next week after the playoff pairing show on Monday night. For Brandon Showers, Matt Vandriak, hope you enjoyed listening and watching this one as much as we did bring you to you from the Ice-O-Plex at Southpointe. Your final score again, Canon McMillan 2, Mount Lebanon nothing. You've been listening to and watching PIHL High School Hockey, brought to you by Trib Total Media, only here on the MSA Sports Network. Good night, everyone.
You have been listening to the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League here at MSASports.net. Sponsored in part by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by Blade Runners, by McDonald's, by S-Mark, by First Commonwealth Bank, by People's Gas, by Carlow University, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by the East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, by J&J Distributing, and by Management Science Associates. You can follow the high school hockey season every day by logging on to www.msasports.net. The preceding has been a special presentation of the Management Science Associates Sports Network.